That's good advice to me. You don't want to be marrying a person just for your money. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Mary Chris, and for today's video, we are going to talk about Yuri Bruce, the backlash of her video called the qualities you know what, let me look at my notes. Okay, let me look at my notes. I have notes. I don't know why I'm not looking at it, but basically, yeah, Filipina with these qualities. That was the title of her video that went viral from her. And actually, I will link all the related videos down in my description if I can find the original video, because I can't find that video in Yuri Bruce's YouTube channel. So if I can't find it, I'll try to find it because I saw it somewhere, and I'll try to look that up and I'll put it down below. Second, the reason, I want to tell you who Yuri Bruce is. Yuri Bruce has a YouTube channel here with her husband. She lives in America, and it's about, as far as I saw, based on my research, they're trying to teach people how to get visa in the United States. They're a couple. She's Filipina, her husband's American. Okay, what else do you need to know about her? Yeah, that's about it. Anyways, basically, she had a video that went viral, and how I discovered this video is on my Facebook. I have a lot of Filipino friends and family, obviously. I'm Filipino, and everyone was just reacting to it and getting really angry, okay? And so the nosy me, I was like, well, let me see what people are getting so angry about. And then not only did I see on my Facebook feed, I also saw it, not only did I see it on my Facebook feed, I also saw it on my YouTube feed. And I'm like, what is going on? So I did my research and I did some notes. Basically, her video is about what not to look for in a Filipino wife, okay? So one of the things she said is don't look for like squatter-like behavior, which she listed down. Again, you will see the video, and I also watched her a little bit of her apology video. I also watched the reaction video. Yeah. So the thing is, for me, I think, in my opinion, she should not have used the word squatter-like behavior. It put a lot of people off with that word because it's insulting, because there's a lot of poor people in the Philippines, and I think that's what people got offended. However, I think she is not, like, I think it's just like a loss in translation kind of thing. She should have not said that, but I get what she was trying to say. But we'll get to that more. But my point is, I think people were getting so angry and just basically latched onto that word without really watching the whole video, because most of her video made sense, right? And so when she said, like, people were getting angry when she said, oh, they have to be educated and good quality background, and people were getting mad, like, people were getting reactions like, who are you, what kind of background do you have? And I think, I mean, I guess it made sense. Like, you want to have, in reality, or in the perfect world, I guess, in the perfect world, it would be great, like, if you can find someone with a perfect history. It's kind of like breed, right? I guess, like, the better the family history, I guess, then the more likelihood you're gonna have a better family of your own. But I mean, whose family doesn't have any baggage, right? We all have flaws. None of our families are perfect, because there's no people that are perfect. So there's no families that are perfect. And I think when she said that, I think that's why it offended a lot of people. But I mean, I get what she's trying to say. So I think she could have worded it maybe a little bit better. And I think that's why people were getting so up in arms and getting so angry. So I put my notes here. Are Filipinos too sensitive? Because sometimes you see on the news when, like, for example, do you guys remember this? I'm gonna try to see if I can link it down below. There's this guy who made a video about things that he didn't like about Philippines. I think he named it 10 Things I Hate About Philippines. And also before, he did a video on 10 things he loves about Philippines. But anyways, that video got so much traction and he got so much hate for that video. They're like, kick this guy out of the country. And in some ways, I think Filipinos are very sensitive. And I think there's a reason for that. We've been colonized so many times. And, you know, it's hard for us Filipinos really to know ourselves, because even now there's a lot of American influence and we still have those, you know, Spanish colonization. We still have that kind of the byproduct of Spanish colonization, like, oh, we're naturally Moreno, but yet we aspire to be white skinned. So it's a very we're still on the getting to know ourselves stage in the Filipino history, I think, in my opinion. And we fought for our, Filipinos have fought for our freedom, you know, so strongly and so valiantly. And that I get it why Filipinos become sensitive when we get criticized. And I think instead of being too sensitive, we should look upon ourselves and say, okay, why are they saying this? Is there any truth to this? Because one of the videos that the guy made is like, oh, Philippines is dirty. There are lots of parts in Manila. There are lots of parts in the Philippines that are dirty, and we're getting more conscious about that in the Philippines. But at that time, it was. And instead of like getting upset and telling this guy to be kicked out of the country, we should be like, hey, you know, he made sense, but at the same time, the guy could have probably, again, said it better, right? But so that's just an example. And people also got upset when she said, you know, this speaks English well. They were attacking her, like in her. Okay. One thing that I found like a common thread are people just need to relax. If you're gonna attack Yuri, or not attack, I don't want to use that word, that's a wrong word, or if you're gonna critique Yuri, okay? If you are going to critique Yuri, you shouldn't be critiquing her looks, her eyebrows, her husband, and critique the subject matter, the points she's talking about. When you start commenting on your videos about, oh, I couldn't understand your English anyways because your English is terrible, your grammar is terrible, but we know what she's trying to say. I don't think she never claimed that she's a perfect English speaker. I know full well I'm terrible at English. I know that. I think what she meant was that when you are in a relationship with someone who you speak different languages with, that they suggest that you do know how to speak English well. Well, I don't think she meant it in an elitist way that, oh, you have to be social, or you know, speaking English is like, you know, you're better than everybody else. It made sense, right? Like, you do need to be able to communicate with your partner in order to make decisions. Like, relationships are hard enough, and you put a language barrier in between them. Doesn't matter how hot both parties are or good looking or whatever, it's gonna be hard. So I think that's what she meant by that. Okay. Oh yeah, and when she says you need to have a degree, you need to be educated, you need to find a Filipina who has a degree, I mean, I don't think she meant that people who don't have a degree are dumb people. I don't think she meant, because I also watched her reaction and she really explained herself there really well. I don't think she really meant to say, oh, you know, Filipinos without education are dumb or they're not good people. But I think what she meant to say was just to prevent from just getting a gold digger. If a person has finished university or college, it just shows that I guess that person has more motivation. I think that's what she meant. But maybe she should have just, it's her wordings, I think or things got lost in translation. But I met my husband, my partner, when I didn't go to school yet. I wasn't in college yet. We, you know, my partner and I, basically we accumulated what we have, the successes together, right? And so I think also it depends on the age. Like, you don't necessarily have to be finished your university, right? But I think what she meant is she wanted people from other countries that come to the Philippines to marry a Filipina to just avoid gold diggers. I think that's what she meant. I think what she meant, from what I understood from her video where she did a reaction. Her and her husband did a reaction to her original video that went viral. Okay, next. Yeah, I didn't watch a lot of reaction channels. Yeah, and I also wrote in my note, maybe she should have not said squatter-like behavior, because that's where people kind of latched on to that word, and I think it kind of triggered people. And I've been looking at the comments. I really was hoping to see some like kind of positive comment of like, okay, I'm trying to understand your point of view. Because in this platform, I'm not saying we're all going to agree with each other. Obviously, I'm not going to agree with everyone, but I don't think we should be attacking people's looks or people how they speak or their eyebrows, because that's not going to go anywhere. We need to look at what they're trying to say, and people need to finish watching the whole video before making a reaction to it. So I watched the whole video of her original video, and I also watched her explaining herself and her husband explaining like step by step about the video. And am I saying Yuri is perfect? No, she could have worded things well, worded things better, and maybe she should have not taken a video of the two Filipina girls. Excuse me. She should have not taken a video of the two Filipina girls in the background. I think that was not good optics, because, you know, it makes you look chismosa. Maybe she should have just done a story time. Oh, this happened, and I overheard this, couple people. I just had to attend to things. Let's continue reacting. Just want to make sure we're recording. Yes, we are. Okay. I wrote on my note here, I think people got offended when Yuri said that some Filipino women only marry for money. And I think a lot of people got upset about that. A lot of Filipinos got upset about that. It's because you know, it makes Filipina look, or some Filipina look superficial, right? But I don't think her intentions were to blanket all Filipino women. I mean, let's be real. And I'm not just talking about Filipina. Let's talk about women in general. Some women do marry for money. And yes, that's superficial. So what's wrong with that? Men go around looking for their hot wife, and not all, some men, let's be more specific, you know, some men, not be specific, or not, let's not generalize, but some men would say or would think, hey, I want me a hot woman, a hot girl, or whatever. Or some women do that too, or that's if we would consider it superficial. But our evolution drives us to seek or be attracted to good-looking partners, may it be men or women, because we are going to procreate with this person and we want to have, you know, the healthiest, the best looking children, so they too can attract, you know, other humans to procreate. And I'm not saying that I agree or disagree. What I'm saying is that why is it acceptable for certain traits, you know, certain attributes that we are looking for a person, like their attractiveness, it's acceptable for us to look for that and we don't get upset about that. And of course we know attractiveness is only one part, right? We want to have a good personality. And the other trait which evolution drives us also is, you know, we want someone who's stable. And maybe that does come with, you know, men or women, you know, for men, for example, showing off cars. They want to show, like, you know, that they are able to provide. That's a way for them to, you know, attract mates. Because if we look at it on like a very, you know, the basic level, like look at birds, for example. Like male birds, some male birds, there's the species of male birds that would make elaborate nests and colorful things. And this was on Discovery Channel, because they want to attract female birds to it and show them, hey, look what I can provide for you. And so now in the human version of that, we have diamonds, right? And again, I'm not saying this is a good or bad thing, but this is just reality. Now it's up to us to decipher. It's like, hey, is this person just after me because I'm good looking, or is this just person just want to be with me because I have money? But I don't think that statement is false. Some people, not just Filipino women, look for money and stability in their partners, right? And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. If that's what you really want, hopefully that person would be more open and say, you know, I mean, some women are open about it. They have sugar daddy and what was that? They have a site for sugar daddy and sugar baby sites where women are there and they're open and say, hey, I need money for college, or I want to have a lavish lifestyle and I'm looking for that. And the men are like, okay, I'm looking for this characteristics. I want this hot person. And so now, like, you know, it's kind of like a transaction. And so it is what it is, you know? I mean, that's just the reality of life. Some people do look for money as one of the things that are the attributes. You know, it shouldn't be the be all and end all of what you look for your life partner, but I get it. Like, if you don't have a lot of money and you're struggling, maybe that's what you want. Like, luckily for me, my mom took me here to Canada, and even though at the time when Ryan and I were, him and I were, we started together on the same kind of socioeconomic field where we were both just starting out, and you know, we helped each other out, and we accomplished, you know, we have so many things more to accomplish, obviously, but you know, the things that we're able to do now, like traveling and, you know, saving and all these things that we weren't able to do before. But we did this all together. But I'm not gonna judge another person who's, that's what they're seeking, and hopefully they're honest about it, and that's fine. I mean, everyone's different, right? And so I think, again, it was the whole optics of the way she presented it. I think in the beginning where she had those two women in the background, I think that really turned people off. So I think that's what it was, why people got so upset. And again, as I said before, Filipinos are, you know, a little bit sensitive, right? And there's nothing wrong with being sensitive. I just think that we should be able to articulate ourselves better. It doesn't matter, English, Tagalog, Bicolano, whatever, that articulate ourselves in a way that we do not attack the person's skin tone. Because I saw some people on the comment section attacking her husband because her husband's African American and saying some pretty nasty things. So we don't need to be doing that, and let's just focus on her message. Okay. And yeah, people were criticizing her eyebrows and whatnot. She said, find a Filipino who's marrying you just for you and not for money, but for who you are. I mean, that's good advice. And you can replace that Filipino with find a woman or man who's marrying you not just for your money, but for who you are. That's good advice to me. You don't want to be marrying a person just for your money. Like, it'll be, you know, if you had money originally and that's one of the things, like, hey, I like you too because of that, just should be an add-on, sure. But if you're looking for someone who loves you for who you are, and that's a trait that you want a person to have as your partner, then that's not bad advice. I don't think that's bad advice at all, and I don't think why people, I just don't get it why people are just, I get offended, but some of these people are just angry, and I'm like, whoa, 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 you need to relax a little bit. You know, and I think these people are angry, you know, that's fine, but it's just, it was just like people were just like on my feed. I was just like, what? Really? You guys are like saying mean things about this person? And I'm gonna let you go and read the comments because I'm not gonna repeat those on here. Yeah, so I already talked about the optics. Anyways, that's about it. I think I just really wanted to share my thoughts on that because, like, what if she didn't say Filipina, like marry a woman who wants not only, you know, want you for who you are and not just for your money? I don't think there will be as much of an uproar, but I think as soon as you put Filipina in there, people are like offended. I wasn't offended by it. Could Yuri communicated herself better? I'm not saying better English, but maybe just presented her point in a different manner. Yeah, she could have done that. And again, I already said this before, but maybe not showing how she's listening to the other people's conversation. I think that looked bad on her, but other than that, she made good points. My point of this video is, guys, if we are going to critique other people, because that's a good thing, critiquing, thumbs up, because that's how we start conversation and that's how we can better ourselves. But as soon as I see majority of the people, you know, criticizing them about their looks, her eyebrows, her husband's skin tone, and saying the derogatory terms, how can a person who's reacting get upset about the squatter-like mentality or squatter-like behavior when that person goes around and say mean things and derogatory things about Yuri and her husband? Like, critique their points, critique their argument, critique what they're trying to say, critique their message. But as soon as you start attacking how they look, it derails the conversation, right? So anyways, guys, that's about it. I have to go to bed. That's why I'm in my robe. I'm like, I want to get in here, put the kids to bed, and yeah. So just wanted to make this reaction, just to kind of, I haven't seen a video like this, not necessarily defending Yuri, but putting a different aspect, putting a different kind of, a different eye into the situation. Is that the right wording? Who knows? Again, English is my second language, but that's what I'm here. I just want to offer a different outlook on the situation that I feel like I haven't seen yet, apart from Yuri and her husband defending themselves. And I think that's good that we are having this conversation, and I will make a video, another video in the future of you know, men going to Philippines to marry Filipino women, like just specifically. So I don't know, I'll do more research on that, but yeah, that's one topic I would like to discuss in the future. But anyways, guys, let's please, if you have any comment, say it respectfully. As long as we're respectful with each other and not attacking one another, that's the most important thing. And if you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe. And if you want to watch more videos like this or other videos on my channel, hit that notification bell so you would be notified of my future videos, and give it a like if you like this video, and comment down below your thoughts on the Yuri Bruce situation. I will see you in my next video, guys. Bye.